Welcome in everyone to the stream. You are tuned in to the Fallen Kings Cup Round 1. We are here with a Division 2 matchup between Vez and the Infernus team. I'm going to fiddle with my mic for a second. We're here on the Parish. I haven't gotten to cast the Parish yet. I've basically done all Hard Rain and a couple Carnivals here and there. But we finally get to do something a little different. As we are waiting on 2 ready ups, 1 from each team. Before we get this game underway.
Hey, if y'all missed me, I'm over here hanging on the ledge.
I owe you one.
Hey, if anyone don't mind, could use it. Hey, thanks a lot.
Let's do a quick roster rundown real fast. We'll go ahead and start with Vez. We got Beckham, Murder, Hunter, and I'm going to assume from the name that's Predator. If you look at the rosters, there is somebody on the team named Predator. No, that's on Infernus. Okay, so I have no idea who that is. We're going to ignore his name. We're going to not mention him at all. So, and when he's tank, I'll just say tank, except we're not going to mention him at all because we're not doing that. But, and for Infernus team, we've got Chapu, Ed Blanc, Bash, and... I'm not sure how to say that. But we'll figure that out later. Because we are ready to go live. Infernus team, Vez, here on the Parish, starting with a 2-2 with the Hunt Smoke. Friendly fire coming out already. That was a big friendly fire. Smoke tries to pull from the front. Hot lands. Spit's going to go down. I will turn down my volume in a second. I forgot to do that.
I'm a reload.
And that's going to take us to the first tank of the game after almost a 5% hit. Very early Parish 1 tank as we got Murder pushing this tank aggressively, being super aggressive. These guys are going to be able to get back, and that's going to be an early corner. Oh, no. And there's the charge landing. Boom's going to go and land a triple on the back, too. That's going to be a cap onto Murder. Actually, Murder's going to get the pills, but the jockey's going to take him away. Way too aggressive on the part of Murder. And this tank dropping back in on the Boom survivors. There's going to be a load of common coming in off of that triple Boom. But tank going to opt to climb up to the roof. And rotate up and throw some rocks. A little bit too aggressive on Rochelle, and it did not pay off. And that Hunter's going to go and kill her off. And that's going to be 1 survivor dead. And this tank is just getting started. 5k HP remains. Jock Smoke Hunt for support. 70% second pass. Not looking good for Vez. This tank is committing. Drops down, lands a punch onto Ellis. Smoke misses his target. He's on the roof. Jockey's going to take Ellis. Smoke's going to take him, but Nick's going to be able to clear him because the tank punched him over there. There's a pounce landing onto Ellis. Rock going in. Going to hit Ellis. And that's going to be 2 more punches onto him, and that's going to be a cap. He's still got a decent amount of health, 1.2k. Smoke relatches. He's going to try and throw another rock here. Not going to land. We'll see if this tank decides to. He's going to try and decommit now. He just dips under 1,000 down to 962. Messing with this car, I'm not sure if I were him, I'd climb back up on top of the roof and just try and get some rocks in before this tank dies. They'll be able to get the pickup onto Beckham. Boom inbound, Charger inbound, Charger misses, Smoke latches on the Boom survivor. Little separation, rock lands. Tank's going to decommit once again after getting 100% second. Coach is still smoked. That's going to be a full cap onto him. Things falling apart for Vez so far. Tank climbs back up to the roof, looking to maybe get some rocks here before it dies off. Still 618 HP. Rock misses. But they are hurting right now. Here comes another rock, and it looks like they're going to try and go. But can they? This tank's just going to drop on them, I think. No, he's going to stay back. Actually, it's going to go AI. So 500 HP AI tank, Hunt, Jock, Boom, and 1 more SI up in 10. Nice little Boom. Here comes a hit. They actually opt to go back into this corner. That's not good. This jockey's going to get some separation. Huts can cover. What a melee skeet coming out, but it still doesn't matter. This jockey's still going to get some massive separation. Charge misses, trying to get some punches in. And that's going to bring a cap onto Nick. I do believe they can't seem to find him. The still boom. Down he goes. Jockey going to be able to escape. And the tank is dead. So they survive the tank, and they're just going to want to get as many distance points as they can. Down a survivor, no bonus left to their name. Luckily for them, Parish 1 is not worth much in terms of points.
Reloading.
Here comes the next hit. 2-2 with the smoke. Hunt. Smoke pull in the back. Hunt coming in. No skeet yet. There it is. A couple spitter ticks from the boom survivor. But Vez is going to survive that attack as well and keep pushing. Welcome in, Spring. Welcome in. Good to have you. Thank you. Thank you. Good to have you in.
Hey, look out.
As always, my biggest supporter. As we have a little attack here in this cluster room. This could be very tough. Charge lands. Jock M2'd and killed. Hunter lands on the cover, so a nice rolling double. But they're not going to wipe out. They're going to continue crawling to the safe room. Well, maybe, if they can get him picked up.
Peace, my man. You go down again, and you ain't getting back up.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I ain't ready to lay down yet.
Nick at 1 HP. It's going to be tough for him to get in. Here comes the smoke pull. It's going to miss. And Ellis just dipped. He left his friend. Walking it into the safe room. And there's the smoke pull, and the other two are going to die off. Ellis is going to survive. Get the skeet.
We'll team. Come get me.
Don't even think of leaving me here.
And a very, very disastrous Chapter 1 for Vez. Off to an awful start. It all started with Rochelle being a little bit too aggressive on that tank and getting herself cornered and killed. Now we'll take us to the end of Chapter 1. Or the end of the first half of Chapter 1.
Thanks, brother.
Okay, so we're on the wrong side of the river. Things could be worse.
So after a disastrous first chapter from Vez, Infernus team has a chance to take a decent lead. Although, like I already said, Parish 1 is not worth that much. So even though they had a bit of a disastrous first chapter, the lead probably won't be that much. Unless Infernus team can basically get a perfect score here. Distance is only worth, I believe, 300. Which is a lot shorter, or a lot smaller compared to, you know, your 600, 700 point chapters. Waiting on 2 more ready-ups, and we will get the second half of this chapter underway. Here we go. live with the second half of Chapter 1 of the Parish, the 2-2, with the Hunt Smoke to kick us off.
Ah, shit. Need a hand.
He ledged himself. Smoke gets cleared. Hunt goes in. Nicely skeeted by Bash. Nice clear on that smoke. And disaster is going to be avoided as Coach hangs himself to start the chapter. And God, what a circus show this has been so far. As the survivors begin their blitz into the tank. And first tank will be up in the hands of Beckham for Vez. It looks like Infernus team looking to maybe catch a little bit of chip on this tank as he chucks in a rock. Hunt, Jock, charge, inbound. Hunt gonna land a nice charge, double cap. Jockey looking to cover. Everything lands, but cleared rather quickly. But tank able to rotate up to the roof without any chip, thanks to the distraction of his SI. Now we're going to get a little bit of rock tank here. I do believe Vez is going to get a boomer. So I wonder if we're going to see a full hit, or if they're just going to send in the boom. Tank has dropped to second pass, so I think we're going to see the boom sack. Maybe, if he's going to have time for it. He's not keeping sight very well. Already down to 65 second. And I think he's going to have to commit with this boomer. Down to 30%. He backs off again. Does he realize he's that low? 10%, and he's going to commit now. Drops in. Splits the survivors 3-1. Coach is going to be in easy corner, I do believe. Lands that first punch, but he's already down to 3.4K. 2 more punches on a Coach will be a cap. 2.5K at the end of the first cap. That's a nice little smoke pull into the boom, but he misses the punch. Lands one. There's still a Hunter up. Still has a 1,000 HP. Nice skeet from LeBlanc there. And I think this tank's going to die off, but he's going to get great damage value. But of course, Infernus team kept all 4 survivors, which is something Best cannot say they did. We'll have about 291 bonus remaining. And still a couple hits to go. And even if they were to lock this in now, the lead would not be very big. Luckily for Vez, with the small distance points on this first chapter. 2-2 charge jockey incoming. We'll see if they send it here. If they wait for alley, if they send it here, then I don't think they're going to have hit for the alley. But they don't care, because here they go. They're dropping in. Jock gets M2'd. Charger melted down. Spit boom have nothing to go for. And I think they're just going to sack into a quad and try and maybe land. Nice little boom there. But the boom's not dead. The boom is not dead. So they will not have a quad. And look at Infernus team blitzing this. They might be able to make it before the SI are up. Here comes the boomer. Shut down. Smoke pull in the back. Misses. Jockey's not in position. And they're going to lock this in before the SI even have a chance. 288 bonus after Chapter 1, bringing their total score to 588. To this is 230. Ready for Chapter 2 here. 32% tank. We're going to see it fought probably over here in this wide open area. Very hard to get damage value out of this. Of course, the tank can always rotate over here, grab his dumpster, try and get a hittable in, but of course it is very hard to land a hittable in this wide open area. But we'll have to see how it works. We'll have to see what they decide to do, as I just got faked out. And now, hopefully, I got faked out again. Here we go. Third time's the charm. Going live. Yes. Hot boom. Smoke charge on this first hit.
Pay attention, there's a hunter around.
So no spit damage potential. No spit stack potential.
I'm a reload.
As the hunter is pre-spawned over near the bushes there.
Reloading.
What? And they send in the attack. Nice little one boom hunt going in. Smoke pull. Smoke gets cleared. Couple punches going in.
Hey, I'm reloading.
98 points. Trying to get a spectator out of here because he's not allowed to be in here. Jock spit, smoke, boom coming up. Little 2-2, smoke pull separation in the back. Boom from the gazebo gets popped. Jockey's shut down. Spit's got nothing.
Reloading. Reload. Reloading.
As tank number 2 up for Vez. Look at the aggressive survivors. Rock thrown over. Nice charge landing. That's going to be a rock. But he's going to eat. He's going to get punished for this big time. Already below 3,000. And he is fully committed, but he has no support. This tank is going to die off. Oh, what a double there at the end. 500 HP remaining. This tank is going to die off. Interesting call to commit there with no support. Nice little double boom. Here comes the Jock. So he's able to get one cap out of that. Just because the survivors get super aggressive does not mean the tank has to commit.
I'm sorry. You're used to all this shooting and running around. At least not the running around.
Reload.
As we have a hunt, smoke, charge, spit. This is actually a really good hit for this choke point up here. So if I were Vez, I would be saving. But we'll see what they decide to do, of course. And they are indeed saving. Here comes the big choke. 641 points of bonus remain before this. Hunt, smoke, all spawn up on the bridge. Charge coming from the front. Here comes the hunter. Charge, smoke, lands. That's going to be nice damage in the spit. Smoke still latched on. Couple more ticks. That's going to be decent damage in the spit, bringing them down to 493 bonus. Pretty good value off of that hit. And the spit. Well, the spit saved, but the smoker did as well, so they are not going to get another charger. So I don't know how wise it was to save that smoker, but the spit save was good.
Hey, look out.
But now we're going to be set with the poo too. The Jock smoke. Smoker respawned up. They need to get rid of this fast. Here comes the Jock from the front. Smoke from the back. Boomer shut down. Spit goes down. Jock. Smoke pulled back through the spit. That's going to be good damage off of that, honestly. But they're going to get another 2-2 because the boom spit died first. Vez have having some issues with their sack orders today.
Somebody's got to turn off the alarm.
They're going to get another 2-2. A little bit more damage potential come out from this next one, and it should be a 2-2 hunt charge. Yep. Like I said, 2-2 hunt charge. More damage potential this time. Here comes the hunter pre-spawn behind this fence. The go-go's called. Coach is 1v1ing this hunter. And he wins. The hunter gets skated. Here comes the charge dropping in from the roof. Gonna miss. It's another spit boom. Spit and boom dies, so we're gonna have a quad attempt. 366 bonus remains. Door is open. Common still lingering about. Ellis and Nick split off in the back. So we're at least guaranteed one more hit, and it's going to be a quad.
Reloading here. Reloading. Hey, watch out.
Quad attempt incoming. Probably going to send it in this alley. Infernus team is aware of this, and they're going to go ahead and slow down. Kill off these columns. Here comes the quad attempt. Smoke pull in the back. Charge lands. Jock lands on the same guy. Jockey can't find anybody else. M2 shut down. Smoke is a little bit slow on the smoke clear. And they survive the quad, but they take quite a bit of damage. 228 bonus, and I do believe that it's going to be what they walk in with.
All right, then, let's follow it.
Because no SI are up to stop them. And there they go, locking it in. 228 for a total chapter score of 728. 1316 is their total after 2. And now we switch over to Vesta's side and see what they can do. Honestly, for how kind of mid their tank went, good on Vez for locking in, you know, some good hits there at the end, bringing down that bonus, because they killed that tank with only 1 cap. We got some quick ready ups here, waiting on one more. And here we go, going live. Second half of Chapter 2 of the Parish. Charge Smoke, Boom Hunt to kick us off here. Hunt pre-spawned on top of the safe house roof. Now they're very aware of where he is. His coach pushes out. Interesting. Here comes the rest of the attack. Smoke pull misses. Smoke set up right there. Find the car. Charge drops right. Looking for any kind of separation, stack potential. But Vest is not giving it to them just yet. Here's the go-go calls. Hunt lands on top of Coach right outside the safe room. There's the smoke pull. Gonna get 2. 3 smacks. And he misses the charge take. But still, real good damage potential out of this. Almost 9% of the bonus gone after that first attack. Unfortunately for the Charger, he missed. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more. But still.
Reload.
As Vez begins their trek, coming up on the tank.
Reload.
They hope to take it just the same, if not better, than Infernus team. Only 1 cap coming out. As they have Smoke, Jock, Hunt, Spit. Everything spawned up behind the wall. Here comes the jockey. Smoke latches onto Ellis. What a freaking pull. And it's going to be a rolling tri-cap. Hunter gets cleared. Smoke still latched. Jockey's going to get a ton of damage value. Absolutely insane rolling try here in this open area as the second tech of the game for Infernus team is up in the hands of Bash. And look at him working in this dumpster. And last time we saw Murder get super duper aggressive, get caught off alone and killed. Probably not going to make that same mistake again. I don't think that tank wanted those dumpsters over there. So he's going to have to commit without one. At least for the time being. As Ellis is doing his very best to get some chip on him. Nice 1 boom over the fence. Those rocks are getting dangerously close as the call to go back begins. And look at this. Bash is on second pass. He is not going to have time to go for that other dumpster. So I think he's just going to have to commit with a charge hunt and 1 more SI. He is not going to have any time. His final SI will be the smoke. As he gets ready to send this one in. 5k HP on commit. Nice poke. Nice pull separation. He's going to be able to get that corner. Actually, no, he didn't take it, and the smoke's clear. Coach is going to be able to run away. Here comes the Hunter, and it's going to latch, and he's going to cover that. Coach gets cleared. Rock lands onto Ellis. Coach goes down. Charger still alive. Here he comes. Smoke pull separation again, but he's going to get cleared. Nice solo charge onto Ellis. That's going to be big separation. Tank lands another punch. He's still got 1.7k. One more onto Hunter, knocks him down. And it's just going to be Rochelle up now, and the tank decommits. Rock inbound, nicely skeeted. The tank decommits off of this. He had the health to walk in and finish it. Here comes the smoke. The Jock takes just to secure the wipe. And that is going to be Fez wiping out here. Absolute phenomenal separation from Infernus team. And they are going to be rewarded with a tank wipe.
Looks like we're leaving the military zone.
So here we go, getting ready for Chapter 3, and now we got to start to worry a little bit here. You know, we have a 900, over a 900 point gap, 967 point gap. And these last 2 chapters, or even last 3 chapters, if you want to send it to finale, are very hard to survive. Especially this one being kind of long. This chapter is quite lengthy. So it's going to get harder and harder for these comebacks. But for Vez, there's a little hope. 22% tank. If they can wipe on here, they won't really need to make the entire lengthy chapter to bring this back. You don't got to do it all in one. But they do need to do it. So we are once again waiting on 2 ready-ups. Again, you are tuned into the Fallen Kings Cup. This is round 1, Division 2 matchup between Infernus team and Vez. And, baited again. It baited again. Here we go, 3rd time's the charm, surely. As we are live here, Chapter 3, Smoke, Charge, Jock, Spit. And look at this, Infernus team blitzes under that bridge with no resistance charge from the front. Missing, hitting the wall. Smoke pulls separation, Jock looking to cover, and it's going to cover, so a nice little quick double. And a couple of spit ticks, turning that basically nothing hit into a pretty good one, 6%.
Ellis, you are shooting me.
As survivors begin their trek through this long-winded chapter, coming up on this tank. 3rd tank for Vez up in the hands of Murder. We have a boom and a hunt and a charge for the run back. And look at this, some chip going out. Wait, some separation though. Survivors are kind of split 2 and 2 on the balcony, 2 on the bottom. Getting some decent chip value out of this. I think the SI know if they go and don't get some good damage out of this, the tank is going to get pushed aggressively. Here comes the charger from the room. Absolutely melted down. Boomer shut down before it could do anything. Hunt lands for a split second. Actually taking quite a bit to get cleared. But with that, the tank's able to rotate over and start working in his car. But he's going to eat some chip for it. This might come back to haunt Infernus team, though, if they don't start pushing back. But he is down to 85% second. He's having trouble getting that car over, and he's actually going to have to dip out. Wait. What? I just realized, Coach, I didn't even see him. He runs forward and gets himself cornered. There's the Jocks. Coach is going to be cornered, and that DB is going to go down mightily because he dumped his pills. Tank's going to rotate over, climb on top. And I think, is he going to stay committed? He is. Here's the charge, but it misses. Nice little rock there. He's going to stay committed. He doesn't have any support, though. He gets his own corner. He still has just under 3K. More punches coming out. Misses that one. His support's coming in. Unfortunately, it's only a boomer and a hunter. He's still got 1.2K. Gets a second cap onto Rochelle. He's going to dip out. Looking maybe to decommit. Looking to run some rocks. Hunt. 1v1 with Ellis. Ellis is winning right now, but the Hunt wins eventually. It's going to get cleared, though. That's going to be another tank corner, but he's only got 400 HP left. If they just focus it a little bit, he'll die. Here comes a jockey on the boom survivor. Tank dies. Jockey can't latch. They're going to survive. Unbelievable. What a clown show of a tank fight. What is happening in this game? Here comes a spit. Down on a cap survivor, just looking to delay a little bit longer. I love Left 4 Dead 2. This is so fun. This is a fun game. And we'll assess the values here whenever they pick up and dump the pills. Smoke just goes in for the fun of it. Pills are dumped. 317 bonus remains. And that's pretty good for Vez, who I'm sure really wanted the wipe out of that. But even then, high damage potential, still a lot of map to go. As we get ready for the drop hit, we have a hunter, a charger, a jockey, and one more SI up in 3. Infernus team continuing their little blitz. Last SI is a spitter, so very dangerous hit coming in for Infernus team. And it looks like they're waiting. The go-go's called, but I don't think anybody's really in position. Hunter stumbling around a little bit. Charge misses. There's going to be the pound spit going out. Jockey loses that 1v1 with Ellis. Nice punches coming out, and the jockey wins the rematch. And that's going to be a ton of damage. Down to 164. Only about halfway through. Infernus team slow crawl through the map here as they used up all their pills. Smoke cannot get anybody separated. There's a little boom. Smoke goes down. The spit's not going to work in that corner, so if the spit goes, it's not going to do anything. And that spitter finding out the hard way that particular spot, in fact, does absolutely nothing. Nick able to blitz the top here. There is a hunter, but it's not going, understandably so. He's the only SI up. There's a charge and a spit now. Rochelle goes down to the commons. Now it's just Nick up here alone with the charge and the jock. The jock latches on a man on a ladder. Wait, this could be a wipe. Nick wins the skeet. Ellis went down to something. The jock. It's just Nick versus a charger. He hits the sign. Construction sign saves the day. And Nick's going to be able to at least get the pickup onto Rochelle. Spit's going to delay the pickups on the other two a little bit longer. And this means they're going to have to retake the ladder unless Nick decides to stay up here alone. But is that so wise? He must think it is because he is doing this. Hunt, boom, smoke, and a jock currently up. 3 survivors down below. Nick climbing up. Nick's up here alone. No SI able to take it. Boom, shut down. And Infernus team's going to be able to come up safely. Here comes the hunter. Just trying to set off the car alarm, maybe. Smoke, jock all spawned up front. Smoke cleared instantly. Here comes the jock. Instantly cleared. Same with the hunter. And for some reason, they shoot the car. After the SI are down. Pull out your melees and run through this thing and make it through. And now they're going to have to deal with a horde already struggling to make it through. They're going to be slowed down even more by these common. We're going to have a 2-2 with the smoke charge incoming. As Nick has already taken the top. He's the only one with health bonus left. 103 points of bonus left, and it's all on Nick. Unfortunately, he seems to be the position 1 shotgun. Here comes the boom front. Landing one. And it looks like they switched spots. I like that. Try and keep Nick in the middle, trying to keep him from taking any damage. There's a smoke pool in the back. Coach finds the extra pills. Rochelle dies off. Charge up top. And that's going to be on to Bash. And he's going to take a cap, I think. And that's going to be all their bonus. Just like that. And Ellis is actually in a big 1v1 right now. With the smoker. And he wins. So Rochelle's dead. They have no bonus left to their name. And they're just looking to get some distance out of this. They still have 20% of the map to go through. Jock in the back. Alice is going to come down to the scratch.
Let me say, look, if I get this,
Coach and Wyman with the Hunter. Boomer lands. And the Hunter goes down. I know Infernus team is hurting, but Vez needs to stop just sending in these SI one by one. They're not going to win that way. Coordinated attack on a weakened survivor team wins 99% of the time. Here comes the Charger, once again sending it solo. Now the Spit has nobody to spit on. They're getting desperate when they don't need to. This game is still very much winnable. Here's a smoke pull in the back. It doesn't latch. There's a jockey up. Jock, spit, smoke, hunt. Very endangered survivors. Nice tongue cut. Hunt from the top. Jock latches, Hunt latches. Nice double cap. And that's going to be the wipeout onto Infernus team finally. I think they got a bit farther than Vez wanted. That'll bring their total score to 1799 after 3 chapters. Welcome in, Infested. I am, of course, having a blast, like always. Great to have you here. Great to have you here. You're tuned in to the Fallen Kings Cup Round 1 Division 2 matchup between Vez and Infernus team. Vez needs a solid survivor around here. Early tank, of course. Like I mentioned before, this map is very hard, very tough to survive. It's lengthy. But we'll see if Vez can do it.
This freeway's gotta hook up with the grid.
Nice little blitz. Charge spawn down below. Jockey lands. Smoke does not, but the Charger's able to get a little charge spit. Smoke's going to keep Rochelle in this. No, it doesn't. It misses again. But still, good damage. And now the Smoke separation because no one was watching him. And he runs through the spit. Oh, disastrous start. As Vez really needs to lock in. Their survivor has been very sloppy so far to start this game. This game is still very much winnable, but they need to lock in a good survivor half. Now you shut down there on that boomer as the third tank of the game. For Infernus team is up in the hands of Edblanc. We saw Infernus team get very aggressive with this tank. And look at him, already climbed up. Here comes the hit. Little tri-cap. Smoke. Hunt lands. Nice jockey cover too. Nice rock ski. Overall, a little bit of a scary hit, but they're able to clear it nicely. And now this tank has nothing. About 100 damage and chip. And Vez is going to begin their trek back. A little bit of a split here, but no one to really take advantage of it. Rock incoming. And now the tank, with a 60% first pass remaining, is going to begin to work in his hittable. And he's going to get it for free because the survivors really are not in a position to chip. They're trying to, but now they're split. There's a boom smoke charge up right now. Boom. Going to get shut down. Tank is... and he punches the spot the rock landed. He is not happy about that one. Tank has reached second pass. Here comes the car, and unfortunately it's going to land on top of the bridge and fall behind. Smoke is spawned up on top of that bridge. This tank is going to commit. Is he going to go for that hittable? It looks like he thought about it, but he's back in. Splits the survivors 3 and 1. Smoke pull misses. Here comes the charge. Nobody home. Hunt lands, so he's going to be able to get something. No, the rock lands on a Nick. The Hunt's still getting ticks, and I think that's going to be all he gets. He still has a lot of HP, so he should be able to at least get this cap. But that's going to be it, I think. Nice little deke, but Rochelle was ready for it. And down goes this tank. That's exactly what Vez needed. But now they need to survive the rest of this map. Of course, they're only 15% of the way through. 826 bonus remains after the pill pop. But they got to lock in. And they need to get a good survivor round. Jockey pre-spawned up. He has a spit and a boom. And this jockey has nothing. The survivors are tailing him. But he's going to land this jockey. And he's going to get a ton of ticks, actually. And the spit. And the smoke cover. Oh my god. Bringing them down to 727. That's actually not at all what they needed. This DB is going to eat. They need to protect him. Thank you, Infested. I try to make every cast hype no matter what the score is. It could be 4K to 500. I'll do my best to make it as hype as I possibly can. Dangerous hit here. It is a 2-2, but we do have the charge hunt. So still some high damage potential here in this cordoned off small room. Hunt spawned up front. Nice level there. Hunt's got nothing. Spit's not going to actually, Spit's going to get a few ticks. Oh my goodness. They do such good things and such dumb things at the same time. But nonetheless, Vez continues their trek. They're about halfway through now. Still 624 bonus. Smoke boom charge Jock here for this next attack here around this corner. Coach taking point. Everything spawned up on the roof. Jock entering from the rear. Here comes the charge. Smoke latches. Jock latches. Charge not able to get anything, but this Jockey's going to get slow cleared. Here comes the boom from the back. Going to get shut down. Smoke relatches and connects. And he's taking a ton of damage. Their damage bonus is being seeped right now, down to 45%. We get a little view of the undermap there. Jock, charge, hunt, spit for this sewer hit. Everything spawned up above. This is going to be very tough for Vez to climb, and they're going to have to make it fast because they do have one bleeding. Coach taking point. Nick is right there alongside him. And a pause. What a time to pause. Thank you, Infested. Your support is always appreciated. I love you, bro. Of course, this is like maybe the 5th cast I've done this weekend. I'm hoping that it's noticeable I'm getting better. The camera was honestly the hardest thing because it's easy to do it whenever, you know, you're just talking, but when you're talking and running the camera, I see how MK feels. We are back. Infernus team has a fantastic hit up here. Here they go, they decide to take point. They send Murder up first. Interesting call considering he's solid health bonus. There's the Jock split. The spit covers. Beckham's going to climb. This Charger's going to knock him down. And that's going to be 2 caps onto Vez. Exactly the opposite of what they needed. Look at all that bonus. Adios bonus, says Beckham. He's absolutely right. That bonus that they so desperately needed is gone. 117 remains. Why did they send Murder up first? I'm not sure. The DB was lower. They could have kept the solid health bonus. Here's a smoke pool in the back. Murder's going to go down. Here comes the hunt pull. Boom goes down. Spit pounce. And that's going to knock him down again. The slow clears coming out. Bonus drops even more. Of course, there's that extra set of pills up in the ambulance. But it doesn't matter. Those pills only carry them so far. They are hurting. And they still haven't even crossed the 1,000 point gap yet. You know, they're still down over 1,000. There comes a charge at the top of the stairs. It misses. Smoke just trying to latch. It does. Jock in the back. Knocking Beckham down a second time. So he's going to be black and white. Are they going to find? They do find that extra set of pills. The bonus remains... He's not taking them. He's black and white. There we go. The bonus remains alive. It's all health bonus, all on Nick. Hunt spawn in the back on the flaming car. The survivors knew, but the skeet does not go out, and it lands. So now we rotate to the bottom here as we got a spit charge. Boom, here comes the charger. And it lands! What a beautiful solo charge! Boom gets M2'd. Rochelle goes down. Spit goes down on the cap survivor. And Beckham is still up there. He's got to be careful. If one of the SI catch him, there he goes, drops. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be simple too, honestly, but I get it now. Like, you don't lock, when you're yapping, you don't lock in on where you're at with the camera, and if you do that, then you don't lock in on what you're saying, and then you realize you're not saying anything at all. And, like, 2 attacks just happened, and you haven't said a word. Jock, Hunt, Smoke, and They charged a quad attempt on an already hurting Vez. They finally brought it down under 1,000 points. So that's a plus for them. As the Jock Hunt pre-spawned up. Hunt takes some chip. Down to 46 HP. Hunt goes down. So no more quad. But still, the survivors are hurting. This could still be big. Charge lands in the front. Smoke pull in the back. Rochelle's going to die off. Charge does too. Smoker's going to dip. 14 HP remaining on that Smoker.
Yeah, I'll take the shotgun.
Steady here.
Beckham, 1 HP. Pills found.
Reloading.
30 bonus remains. All on Nick. Nice one boom in the back. Hunt lands up front onto the health bonus. And the Spit's going to knock out the rest of that bonus. And the booms just keep coming out. Vess is going to continue the crawl. But they are hurt, and the cap actually gonna, and Coach is gonna die off. Beckham's gonna die to these commons, I think, and that's going to wipe out Vez. Not a bad chapter score, 549, but of course they ended the tank with like 600 bonus, and they were not able to keep that. That would have put them right back into the game. But now they're still trailing, heading into chapter 4. Getting ready for chapter 4 here. 42% tank. Hunt, smoke, charge, boom for the first attack. Vez trailing. Infernus team. What might be the final chapter of this game if they decide not to go finale. There's the push into the left room there. Smoke not able to latch on. Charger inbound. Rotating around. Hunt charge. Rotates on top of the building. The Smoker's all alone. Beckham calls that go-go. He's that Smoker. He's getting chipped down. He's going to also rotate on top of the building. Here comes the Boomer. He's going to land a 1. And these SI are not happy with each other. Here they go. Hunt looking for the DP. It's going to land. No DP, though. Charger from the roof. Not going to land. Smoke drops in. Gets a scratch. That'll do her. Almost a 6%er. Good SI hit start from Bez. I did get affiliate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These casts, I casted pretty much all weekend, and it grew my channel so much just from the few casts I did. That's why I'm running ads now. I'm going to get paid a whole penny an hour. I can't wait. Jock, spit, hunt, boom. I don't care about the money. I'm just happy to do this. This is what I played. I started playing in a tournament like a year ago. This is why. So I could cast. Here comes the Jock Hunt. This is a lot of damage potential on this 2-2. Nice boom shut down first. Hunter still looking for a target. He still hasn't found one. He's stuck on the booth and he latches onto Coach. And the tank, 4th tank of the game for Vez, up in the hands of Hunter. And this is a big tank. A wipe would be great. Of course, it's not needed. Yes, infested bat, infested cast, infested cast, infested cast. I bought my microphone. I think it was only like $70. I don't know if that's considered cheap as fuck for you, of course, but. I like this mic. It does make it makes some bad sounds when I hit my desk, but if I'm super careful, it's really good. This tank, struggling with this dumpster a little bit. Welcome in, Vile. Good to have you. I fixed the transition, by the way. I know you mentioned that. I fixed the transition. This tank needs to go in now. He has 20% second pass, and he's going to rotate in. He's got a smoke boom charge. I was kind of letting him do his thing, but I didn't realize how low his rage was. As he goes in, he still has yet to find a corner. Smoke is spawned down below for some reason. He finally lands a punch onto Ellis. 2 punches left. He's going to fall down, so he's not going to get that cap on him. Nice triple boom. Charge coverage. 1.3k HP left in this tank. Ellis is able to dump those pills. Nick cannot get the clear with that pistol. Nice rock onto Ellis. Can he get the cap onto Rochelle? He does. And down goes the tank. Much damage value out of it. But still, no wipe. But anyway, as I was saying, Vile, my scene transitions no longer make noise in stream, I do believe. I figured it out. 644 bonus remains. And I don't know. Hunt spit lands in the front. Jock coverage in the back. Smoke pull from the doorway. Getting cleared immediately. But as always, good to have you in here. This is round 1, Division 2 matchup here in the Fallen Kings Cup. We are on Chapter 4, obviously. A bit of a one-sided affair right now. Of course, Vez would have had a major chance if they were to wipe that tank. Of course, there's still a chance that they can wipe here. This is a decently tough event, if not taken properly. But what's important is Vez gets a wipe or they mow down this bonus, and that shutdown boomer is certainly not going to help them. As we have a charge, Hunt. At a spit. Here comes the charge. It misses the strafe, and he's going to hit the stairwell. Pounce down below. The spit bounced off the little pole. Unlucky. The spit bounces off this little pole and does not hit the pounce target. No. Very unlucky thing for Vez. As this tractor is about in position. The survivor's going to be able to move here soon. Charge, jock, smoke, boom. For this next attack. Nice shutdown on that boomer from Mid-Blanc. Smoke pull. Charge gonna land. That's gonna be a reset. Will he get a slam? He will not. That's a second reset with that jockey. So some decent damage coming out. And the SI being an overall nuisance to the survivors. They keep resetting him. The smoker is still up. Tried to get a third reset, but not able to. But now they don't have a smoker for this crossing. So I think Infernus team's gonna be able to just take it. Because all the up right now is a hunter. There's going to be a spitter. And I think a jockey. No, that's a boomer. That is a boomer. So Infernus team takes that crossing, no problem. There's a separation pounce down below, but nicely cleared. Spit gets M2'd. Boom from the back. Gets 2. And there's still a charger up. And we'll see if he opts to save. Because if he doesn't, then their spawns are going to be all sorts of messed up. Here comes the charger from the back. It's going to land, but Rochelle's going to be able to clear instantly with that melee weapon, as he had no support to help him. I don't understand why Vez is just throwing in these SI. I don't know if they've given up or if they just don't really understand the point of coordination, but it's not going well right now. They're sending in these SI one by one. Smoke, Hunt, Juck. That would have been a quad, too, if he waited. But now they're going to get a spit or a boom. Which, of course, the spit is always nice, but when you need to wipe, you want those quads as much as you can. Hunter pre-spawned up, pouncing around. Goes, then gets skeeted. Smoke pull in the back. Nice little 2-cap in the back there. That's going to be some decent damage value with the spit. And Bash almost takes a cap. Rochelle takes one. And it's going to put her into black and white. 181 bonus remains. So they might be able to wipe out this bonus. Two charge hunt incoming. Decent damage potential here for this narrow hallway. And they let them get through the hallway, actually. I mean, down here is just as narrow. So they can wait for the drop, and it looks like they are going to. Nice skeet. Charge misses, but lands a smack. And look at Coach. He goes down, and he is dead. There is no way they can get him. Coach goes down. And the survivors just need to go. There's no way to pick him up. Nice cap on the choke. 23 bonus remains. It's all DB. They're almost dipped below the threshold of them actually getting the points. They're really below 1%. They don't get it. Here comes the Jock Hunt. Jockey getting chipped down. Smoke pool. Nice cap. Can they wipe? They do! So Infernus team is going to wipe. And Vez can maybe bring this back. They need a big survivor round. And then they need to send this to finale. If Vez can lock in a good chapter here, then we may potentially have a Parish Bridge Zone Mod matchup. I myself have never seen the bridge played on Zone Mod, so it would be a treat. But of course, it's all up to if Vez can lock in a good survivor round. Charge, smoke, hunt, boom. Smoke getting chipped. Hunt spawned up there.
Smoker around here.
Coach is ghosting out. Hunter sees it and he's going after him. Smoke pull and misses. Hunter gets skeeted. Charger, nobody home on that one. Smoke misses the second pull. Looking for a third. This time it lands on the neck and nobody's watching him, so he's going to get a tick. And Vez begins their trek. A lot of pressure riding on this half. It depends. If Vez can lock in a good round, then we might be seeing finale. It'll be up to them. It'll be up to them if they think they can win and they want to send it. Then it might happen, but we'll have to see here. Smoke pull in the back. Nice clear. Pounce goes down. And there's going to be a 2-2 split separation. And if they want to send this finale, that is not the kinds of hits they need to be taking. 2 survivors dip below 60 HP.
Reloading.
Welcome in, Dave. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, good to see you. Pretty solid hit from Infernus team there. Tank is up. Smoke spawns down below. Hunt looking to catch a guy off guard. Smoke lands. And we have tank number 4. Poor Infernus team up in the hands of Chapu. Hopefully his tank doesn't match his name. Looking to get these rocks in over the windows. Nice one boom. I'm gonna go in here and see how close these rocks are. And the proxy boom lands 3. And I think this tank sees that and he's gonna commit here. The proxy boom sends in this tank. First punch on the Nick. He's gonna get this corner. He's got a charge and jock and one more SI up in 8. Nick goes down. This tank's still in. 2.5k HP remaining. The rest of his support coming in. Coach gets punched out the window. Charge coming in, not gonna land, but the punch just knocked him out of the way. Hunt coming in. Jock loses the M2. Hunt still has yet to land. Can Coach win this skeet? He does not. That's gonna be a second cap. And he's gonna go get this corner onto Coach. This tank is 247 HP. And it's 1 survivor. The GGs are called. The tank is dead, but the GGs are called. No! Guys, they're still alive. Finish the game. They're not finishing the game. They're still alive. Nice 2-boom. I'm finishing this cast. They left the game. But they're still alive. All right, it's 2 survivors, 2 bots. Oh, they're coming back. There's the charge pound onto Nick. He's gonna get capped. The bot Rochelle versus the Hunter. The Hunter wins 100% of the time. Jockey's gonna go down. That's gonna wipe it, and that's going to officially bring us to the end of this matchup. Infernus team pulls out the victory, 2,432 to 1,147. GG's.